Hey out there, Raider Nation. First of all, before I begin, I just want to thank people for watching this. I'd ask you to go ahead and feel free to interact with me. Feel free to ask your questions, leave your comments. I want smart, intelligent dialogue here. I'm not looking to promote myself. What I'm promoting is a return to intelligence. What I'm promoting is I want to see less stupid people out there when it comes to talking about our Raiders and what's really going on. I just want that intelligent dialogue, man. And if you like what you see, of course, I'd love if you subscribe so that we can continue this dialogue, but also share it with people that you feel also might benefit and be happy to find that we have intelligent content out here that really discusses the truth about what's going on. It's not about self-promotion. I could care less about making money doing this. I'm not in it obviously for money, and quite frankly, I'm not looking for anybody to give me money. What am I going to do with it? I work for a living just like everybody else, and I don't feel like anyone owes me that. You don't owe me a living because of my content. But what I ask you not to do is don't bring stupid people in, unless the stupid people have open minds and are willing to understand the difference between being intelligent and having intelligent takes and thoughtful takes and just ranting about who needs to be fired and who's doing a bad job. If you're going to say who's doing a bad job, understand big pictures. You can't just look at one thing and then that's it. There are reasons that attend each one of these situations, and they are identifiable, they are understandable. And when you understand it, and then you can see this game and see this team for what it is as well as what it's not. So if you feel the same, man, I just want to encourage you guys to go ahead and share this with other people that you think will do the same. Because I feel like the best way that this goes is when we have a dialogue. Okay, I don't want to be a personality. I don't want to be anything. I want to have just honest, normal conversation. So that said, and I haven't put up my analysis video yet because honestly I'm still watching tape on that. I subscribe to the 22-man camera, so I have, what is it called, this ticket pass, or what is it called? I don't remember what it even is called, but it's the one where NFL, you subscribe to it and you can watch the slow motion plays, you can watch the coaches film versions of plays. That's how you really get an understanding of things like gaps, coverage, pre-snap, post-snap kind of analysis, which is, I'm far from a coordinator level mind, but there's certain things that those kind of films show that others, watching on TV aren't going to see. And I really want to have a thoughtful and honest, and not be afraid to point fingers where they really need to on key plays that I feel establish the tone and tenor of the game that we are looking at, or make certain points that I'm trying to make over and over. So that said, I keep hearing people say that the Raiders season's over, and I've already made my comments about those things. But if I am on the Raiders and I am in that room with people, and they are saying to me, give us your ideas, give us 5 ideas on the running game that we can do now with what we've got to work with and win. win in the running game. Now, I'm starting on the running game because it's actually probably the easiest to work on, honestly, because for the most part we've had really good production on the running game. Still, there are 5 things we need to do immediately to improve upon that, and let's go through them. Okay, number 1 is we need to run more. And I've made this point in other videos, so a lot of this is going to be things you've heard before if you've watched other videos. But we need to run more because we are not setting up the play action by running once and play action twice. We're not fooling anybody, especially when in the passing game we've already limited the field as to where we're throwing and how we're making those throws these days. Nobody's afraid. So we need to run more. Now, there's a few reasons you need to do that. One, obviously, is to establish the play action. That's, football 101. But we also need what they used to call smash mouth, downhill running football. And who better to embody that if you don't have somebody like Jim Brown or Bo Jackson in your, on your team, John Riggins or somebody like that? Who better to embody that right now in the NFL than Marshawn Lynch? Who better to punish people that try to come at him than Marshawn Lynch? We need smash mouth football. We need I formation up the middle, hit those holes with the fullback and, just smash. It's a wall, you smash it. You smash that defensive line. You bring them back on their feet, not forward. Okay, you make them worry about their accuracy in getting their not only the tackle but where they tackle when it comes to Marshawn Lynch. And you run downhill, full on downhill. Okay, that's number 1. You run the ball more. You tire out that defense. You establish tone with that offensive line, because that's where they're strong right now. So you do it more. If you're going to go 4 and out, make sure that 2 of those downs, or 3 and out, make sure at 2 of those downs we're punishing somebody. Number 2, block aggressively. Smash mouth football means you block aggressively. Means not only is Marshawn Lynch going to smash into you, but these linemen are going to take you down. KO is going to take you down. Miller may not be able to pass block, but he can certainly get in the way and tangle up somebody to get the jump, to seal an edge or whatever he needs to do. Block aggressively. A play is not just a play. A play is an opportunity. A play is a statement. One man against another. You get up there on the line, instead of playing defensively, you play as if you're going to dictate things for that gentleman for the entire afternoon. Block aggressively. Number 3, stop using Doug Martin. Every time you put Doug Martin on that field, you are pretty much giving up a play. He has no production this year. He has no offensive value in terms of anybody that the defense is afraid of. He's 2 to 3 years past his prime now, and he is simply just filling up space. And I need Gruden to stop talking about how wonderful Martin is. He might be a beast in practice, but he's nobody on the field. He's not a blocker, he's not a pass catcher, and he certainly is not a guy who reads and explodes holes anymore. We don't need the 1 yard, okay? 3, use both Jalen Richard and Marshawn Lynch in the same play. Because every time you bring in Richard, you're only telling the world that he is going to pass block or go out for a pass. That's not hard to see, that tendency. Now, you're trying to set up a long tendency to misdirect defense schemes so that in week 9 you can suddenly, run Richard up on a draw pattern or something because no one was thinking he was going to do anything but pass block. That is a lot of work for that week 9 play. So let's just start using them both. Start handing the ball to Richard more. Even have them two in the backfield at the same time so defenses aren't sure what to do. Mix it up a little bit, because when Lynch is in there, he has more multifaceted talent. He could get the ball or he could go out for a pass. So yes, let's continue to do that, but let's not limit what Richard is doing in games. And then finally, number 5, and I've talked about this before, but Lynch is most dangerous when he is running north and south. When he gets ahead of steam and he starts looking for people to bull rush, you don't run a bull sideways. You run them up and down, north and south, especially late games, okay? And I've talked about this before. When you give Lynch, because Lynch is going to wear down. Lynch is going to get to the point where he's winded. He's a big guy and he's running the ball a lot. But in late game, if you're not going to run him full outside, if you're going to run him, 2 steps to the left and then try to find a hole late game, he doesn't have a fast enough burst to those 2 steps to the left to do anything. Okay, if you're going to start running those, run those early on when he's fresh. Okay, otherwise, start thinking about, again, when they see Lynch in the backfield, they wonder who's going to get beat up on this play. That's what you need. Okay, we also need the fullback more in this as well. And what that means is when you have Lynch and a fullback, don't be afraid to give it to the fullback now and then just to keep defenses off. And then the other thing that I think works a lot better than play action, especially once you have established the run, you can do this with Richard and Lynch, is draw plays. There was a draw play run a few weeks ago by Lynch, and it was fantastic. Again, it was an up and downhill thing, and people had sort of let their guard down about Lynch. The next thing you know, he's got time. He's had a moment to, assess where the holes are because they think it's a pass play, and they give it to him, and he just takes it right up the middle. And we need to see more of that, more creativity in the run game. I know this is sort of a pass thing, but one of the things that almost no defense ever schemes for anymore is the middle shovel pass. Don't see that happen a lot anymore. And man, I see tons of opportunity in the kind of running game that we play and the running style that we play to not only shovel pass, but open it up in terms of scrambles. Look, if you're running and something doesn't develop in like 2 seconds and there's a hole, Yes, sometimes it makes wise sense to go in and wait for a play to develop and hit that guy deep. But you're going to be more effective in doing that if people are afraid that you're going to also run. And Derek Carr scrambled yesterday, picked up positive yardage, did the slide, so on and so forth. First thing I would do as a quarterback, honestly, is if I start feeling the hole close around me, first thing I'm going to do is look for a hole to get out of. I don't want to just necessarily sit in the pocket, especially if I'm starting to feel pressure all day long. I'm going to make them pay for that, because if there's pressure there, that means it's a lot cleaner up front. And I don't care if it's a yard, or two, I'm going to move like Alex Smith does, or Russell Wilson does, or some of these other guys that really hurt defenses when you add that element to it. Don't hold on to the ball too long. That's part of a running game. Run. Quarterback sneak. Do some of the things that the NFL has done for years and years and years and continue to do that I don't see us doing very often, and that is do the sneak, do those things, make it my man against yours, and just dictate and dominate. Okay? So those are 5 things that the Raiders can do right now to start winning more in the running game. Okay? So till next time, I'm going to do a past version of this also later on down the road, but today this is the running game. Until next time, Raider Nation for life, one love. I'm out. Thank you for watching.